Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is November 25th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I gotta say, I'm doing great. I'm having a great weekend. How are you doing?
What happened? I'm great. I'm having a good weekend. I had a great Sunday, eventful Sunday. Sounds like you guys did too.
Very
watching
eventful.
Various football teams and stuff. And golf. Great. I mean, you know,
Good finish at the golf. Great finish at the golf, honestly.
Like a full weekend in golf. We had, sort of this last card cutoff thing in the PGA Tour. We had a LPGA just dumping buckets of money out. Nelly Korda didn't have the best year this year. I don't know if you're aware, because she did not take home the money prize, the money title. And Elvis Smiley winning on the DP World Tour.
Did you watch
Patrick
any of
Reed.
that? Did you watch that?
I did.
Did you see the end?
Early.
Did you see what Golf Channel did?
No. I didn't see the end.
Oh my God.
What happened? They cut off.
This was insane.
No, they didn't.
I almost yelled about it last night, but I was so tired watching it.
What time was this local for you?
It wasn't
West
late.
Coast.
I was just exhausted. I came back from the East Coast this week, and I'm struggling with staying up late.
Back.
It must have been it was 9 or 10. Not late.
Yeah.
I thought I dozed off and missed a shot, but no, Golf Channel just cut to commercial. So anyways, Smiley's got a 2-shot lead on 18 over Cam Smith.
Yes.
They hit their approach shots and they're walking up. Smiley's in the bunker.
Smiley. This is Elvis Smiley. Not Smiley Kaufman for the American audience. Elvis Smiley, up and coming Aussie phenom. Go ahead.
So he's in the bunker and they just go to commercial. A
world feed, presumably, of some sort.
World feed. But they go to commercial. They're walking up 18. They go to commercial. When we come back, it's the big right-handed first baseman, Mark Leishman, hitting a 6-foot putt. I thought I fell asleep or something. I thought I missed something. I rewinded it and realized they just went to commercial.
Yeah.
Didn't show any of the next shots. The whole reason you watch a golf tournament is to watch what happens on the 18th hole. You see Smiley get into the bunker, cut to her commercial, and then next thing you're shown is Big Leash batting the ball around the hole, finishing out for T4. And then it's oh, maybe they'll cut back to it. Nope. Then they go to Cam Smith, again, making his putt for his up and down. And then it's Elvis Smiley. And it's well, what is this putt for? Is it for par? Bogey? Is it for double? No, it's for par. Finishes out. He wins the tournament. Unbelievable. Malpractice.
What?
Whoever's producing it should be fired.
What ad is getting sold?
I almost forgot about this.
Is this a Blue Chew? What? Come on. What's getting done? What? This commercial, anybody watching right now is wanting to see.
It's just a kid gonna get done.
It's clearly reverse mortgage, Blue Chew. I can't believe they just had to get to this ad in the middle of the night.
It was unbelievable.
I can't believe we're starting here, but you put in the legwork to watch this, and you are allowed to holler about this at the top. That's pretty good.
Congratulations, Elvis Smiley.
Didn't have a DP World Tour.
Yeah.
Does now. Went 67. Beat Cam Smith by 2. Leishman and Anthony Quayle, Dan's son or grandson, maybe, is 2 clear of him. So a good leaderboard for this Australian PGA. Let's just start here. We'll clean it up. I read Clayton's. I woke up, read Clayton's article. Clayton has taken a little bit of a mentorship role with Elvis. I know caddied for him at times. Cam Smith has as well. Kind of an interesting link there, right?
Do you think he's going to be a ripper?
I think he's going to go play the DP World Tour, right? I mean, right now, seems like he's got his card now. He said he has a sister maybe in London or something. He seems set up to play the DP World Tour. But Cam Smith like had him to his house in Ponte Vedra. Like he had kind of like, did this boot camp thing that he does with up and coming Australia. Like Cam Smith gives back a lot to the Australian youth golfers and going back, like loves it. And so, yeah, there he was beating them then to win the Australian PGA.
Hey, you know what? He's on the P Cup radar.
He could be. Could be. Clayton says he's got a little Hogan and Seve in him. I think he's being just like a dash, just a dash here or there. Come on, we're not saying he is Hogan or Seve. I did enjoy those references.
He's going to be looking at young Tom McKibben. And what he did, maybe Elvis will be the next McKibben. Just launch his way up.
You hop from Australia into DP, then you're a top 10 into the PGA Tour. Is that the sort of the natural progression now?
That's the
up
natural
the tours. Art. Yeah. Interesting. So,
should we talk about this great hoodie I'm wearing? Where you could get it? The P Cup. You don't have to get the P Cup logo, but I'm wearing an Andy hoodie. You're wearing a shirt jacket, the Chunk.
A chunk shirt jacket. I mean, this thing, I wore it out to like a parents' party. I'm an old man on Friday. Like I wanted to be cool, casual, but also not like I'm not going to show up in a leather jacket. I'm not going to show up with gel in my hair. I'm not that cool, or like, I'm not going to even, I have a certain style. This thing's great. Super casual, super, kind of could be dressy. I think can wear it in the office. It's a great,
it's great this time of year.
You feel like you should be sitting next to a fire, right? In this thing, maybe, swirling a bourbon. It's just sitting by the fire on Thanksgiving or Christmas time, holiday time. It's a great item. You can get 30% off with SGS 30. There are guys.
That's a good Black Friday deal, but we get that deal all year round.
We do get that deal all year round with SGS 30.
We're getting you Black Friday deals all year round.
We are. Go ahead.
Did I talk about this?
No.
If people are willing to discount,
I don't know. Maybe.
Like if sometimes I wonder if Black Friday like makes our country's economy. It's such a big point in our economy.
Yeah.
Why don't we just have these prices all year round?
Who are you, Alan Greenspan now? Like, come on.
I'm just curious.
You are going to get
everybody's
excited by the economists so bad.
Everybody's excited to sell it at this price.
If you make it year round, there's nothing special and everything's just the same.
Well, then people just shop for the holidays, and it's the same price all the time.
You know what I'd like to do?
What?
We need to end digital Black Friday, and everybody's got to go get in line and stampede each other. Yeah, they like where they're killing each other to go grab a TV off the shelf. Remember all those horror stories? Like, somebody got trampled to death. We're out here at the local Best Buy. I've not trampled to death, but you remember there would be like fist fights in parking lots. All that's gone away. Everybody sits at their computer. What happened?
You know what we should do?
We used to mingle.
Let's open up a storefront next year. Maybe we'll get like a 2-month
brick and mortar.
A 2-month lease.
Where are you picking this? Where do you want this to go? Like Tulsa? Let's just pick anywhere in the world.
And let's put PJ there for Black Friday.
Oh my God.
PJ doesn't get to spend Thanksgiving.
He's on a plane.
This is the first time I'm going to be able to spend Thanksgiving with my family in 3 years.
Oh, because
in
of the
4
Lions.
years.
The Lions always
4 years, and you're throwing me back out. Honestly, I kind of respect it. I kind of respect that a lot.
We're gonna get a brick and mortar in Tulsa, and we're gonna have crazy Black Friday deals, but they're in person only.
You got to be there. You got to be in line. We'll open at midnight.
Yes.
Thanksgiving night. PJ's going to be there.
PJ will open the door. He'll get bum rushed, just barreled
Oh.
down. Then he'll be there with his little square reader, just checking people out.
Using Stripe, no doubt. I don't know, probably,
Stripe.
right? We'll
Using
still have Stripe. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, but anyways, we live in a society, we've advanced beyond this. And you can go to beadratty.com. Look, these are our guys. They're our people. They've been with this podcast since day one. They've done, this is got to be our 6th Black Friday or something with them now. Great people, supported us so many times along the way. Go to support them for supporting us. beadratty.com. SGS30 is the promo code. Layer season. Check out some different stuff. All right. No more DP World Tour. I think we've hit that with Elvis. Let's go to PGA Tour. Maverick McNealy wins. He's made $10 million on the PGA Tour before winning. There's a group of those. The Bo Show is one of them. We know Bo Hostler. But Maverick McNealy now a winner. Honest to God, I thought he had one. You could have told me he won like a Safeway, 2 years ago. He won so much in college. He's obviously a smart guy. Understands how to adapt his game. Maybe wasn't like a big hitter, but understood how to get bigger, how to get faster, and understood how to adapt his game. After winning a bunch in college, maybe not as like the top tier recruit or expected talent, but certainly a talent, and went and did it. Now he's won on the PGA Tour. You could have told me he won something the last 3 years, but this is his first.
31 in the world now. Incredible year. Great year by Big Mav. Big comeback year. I think he had the shoulder injury too, which, could be part of the poor play last year. But, he's I don't know. I think it's obviously a journey, right? With pro golf. Some guys go out there and win right away. He was someone that everybody expected to like change pro golf at some point. After he set the record for wins at Stanford. Yeah. I mean, the expectations were huge. And, up until this win, his biggest win was getting the Mules to be so happy.
I mean, what a week.
Gets Lanto talking about how smart he is. And then he goes out and wins.
Rescues the Mules, then wins on the PGA Tour. I think he was already solidified in the Aon 10, so he'll be at Pebble, he'll be at Riviera to
Won't
start.
Need that sponsors exemption this year.
I mean, we've had a nice. This is neither here nor there. We've had a nice respite from Under Armour, making grown men look like children. Look like they should be on the sidelines of my kids' football team. Maverick had some heinous shirts on this Saturday. Sunday was better, but congrats to him. He gets the win. Any other insights on McNealy? A big thing was obviously the card chase, card shuffle, Aon shuffle.
Lots of.
We have Nico Minute. What do you got? Nico Minute was in. I was at Northwest Field, so I'm not going to fraudulently tell you this is how it went down. I've read everything. I've caught up. I've understand what has happened. I watched on Saturday. I did not watch on Sunday. What?
Do you know what Jordan Spieth is in the world rankings?
Ooh. Look at PJ's face. PJ, you go first. I'll go Price is Right on you.
60.
That's way too low.
2?
No.
I don't
107.
know.
What? 107?
I don't know. No.
PJ
I was going to say 78.
PJ
78.
got it right on the number. 62.
Is he actually?
Yeah.
Wow.
Good job, PJ.
He's double. I mean, Mav McNealy's 31.
Yeah.
He started the year 15.
Spieth did?
Spieth did.
What was that from? Just a bunch of. He still hasn't won, right? Since Texas Open 2 years ago? Just a bunch of high finishes.
Who had Mav being the low Under Armour player?
You don't see Under Armour much anymore out there on tour.
You think they're getting out of the golf business?
Who can say? Golf, It's hot, I'm told. It's hot everywhere. Every time you look under a rock, somebody starts a new golf business. The demand has never been higher, but Under Armour's maybe getting out. All right.
You want to talk about something that's
you want to do each of our a minute? No, go ahead.
I don't want to talk about Nico.
All right,
actually, good. I don't. I want to talk about Luke Clanton.
He's 93rd in the world. I saw that.
He's currently qualified for the PGA Championship.
Doesn't play a professional golf schedule. 93rd in the world.
He's currently qualified for the PGA Championship. His finishes in professional events this year, which include his first one being the U.S. Open, T41, Rocket Mortgage, T10, John Deere, T2, ISCO, which was in the pipe company in Kentucky. I think that's the same guy that owns Valhalla.
Yes.
T37, 3M, he missed the cut. Wyndham, he finished 5th. Procore, T50th. RSM, T2. He would have been 93rd, I think, in points, if I did the math right. Or 94th in points.
FedEx Cup points.
FedEx
he's 93rd
points,
in the world. Could have been right around
that schedule.
Right.
Okay. So he has 2 runner-ups on the PGA Tour. He does not yet have a card.
Well, he's not a member.
But he hasn't earned a card via the PGA Tour U either. Why does Gordon Sargent have a card and Luke Clanton doesn't? Can I ask the question? Maybe the system doesn't work if that's the case.
Oh, I mean,
what I'm not like an expert about the amateur golf happenings and goings on, but I have a hard time believing that anybody in the amateur game's done anything nearly as impressive as this.
Yeah, but I'd have to look.
Yeah, but what?
The calculation might be, Gordon Sargent did more in university events, and Luke Clanton just played.
Also,
I'm not suggesting that.
Why doesn't he have a card? Why isn't he given one? Whether he's a member or not a member,
he should be.
He's a stud.
He should.
I mean,
he should have the option.
I think, I was thinking about this today. Has there ever been a time when was the last time? I guess there has been, but when was the last time that arguably, we'll say 7 or 8 of the top 50 players in the world weren't on the PGA Tour? Because Clanton's one of them.
Top 50 you're putting him in?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay. You would probably go to I don't know how far back you want to go. Mid-aughts, early aughts. Maybe there's probably Euro strength, right? But then they were starting to do half and half, dual citizenship. I would guess something like that early around the turn of the century, maybe pushing towards 2010. I don't think it's crazy far back.
With the live players now, and I think the youth talent, I don't think they're like the live disruption youth talent. I don't think there's ever been more of the best players in the world not playing on the PGA Tour.
I would say the 80s, right? Didn't that get pretty dire in terms of strength on the PGA Tour, star strength?
Probably pretty close. But you're going back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Early 90s too. It's been a long time. But I think this is the year between Dunlap and Clanton that is very, very evident that some of the best players in the world aren't even professional golfers yet.
All right, so what's your solution? He should have the option of a card based on his PGA Tour performance alone over the last
93rd,
3 or 4 months. Yeah.
I think I don't know how everybody feels. I'd rather see him playing than Jolie D.
And he gets his card, you think he probably takes it, or he has the option at least to then go play the spring season with his school or take up start the PGA Tour season. at Sony or wherever it may be.
And you think about like how silly it is. If he makes a 5-foot putt, maybe he wins the playoff and he has a card because he missed the 5-foot putt. He doesn't get a member. Like I guess I just don't understand. I don't understand what we're doing here. Like he's played what 8 times and he's 93rd in points, and all the guys he's playing against this week have played like 30 times in a year and have less points than him.
Yeah. At some point you have to, like, there just has to be, I'm not saying it's correct here, but you've missed the 5-foot putt. You missed the 5-foot, but there we have to live in a society where there's an objective measurement, and he didn't win today. But I get that the margin
measurement of he'd be 93rd in FedEx Cup points. Is that an objective? I feel like that's more objective than a 5
that's what I'm
footer here,
yes,
5 foot there.
He didn't get it. Yeah, I agree that he could have made the putt that wanted a playoff and gotten the instant card. We could have a committee, college football playoff committee, that just starts giving cards out, and guys just sit in a conference room in Dallas and start eating milkshakes and then decide what they want to decide. I mean, this is what I was thinking all day Saturday. I was like, this is a tour that bad. They've at least got objective standards. You know why you are where you are for a lot of this stuff, as opposed to just some guys deciding it.
Indiana.
Here we go.
Don't
you have 2 losses?
3 losses.
3 losses. 3 losses.
If we didn't lose to PJ Fleck, we would have lost to number 1 and number 4 only.
Who's that? Penn State? Oh, in Oregon. Yeah.
Blew it. How about Shiano? Did you see the end of the Rutgers game?
I did not, and then we got tagged into some things, and I said, well, it's whatever. Is it as crazy as people are telling me on Twitter? Like, do I really need to look this up? And I looked it up. Incredible. Do we need to?
Illinois is driving down the field at the end of the game.
What kind of driving? Yeah.
And they get into field goal range. It's 4th and 13 or whatever. I think it was 4th and 13.
That sounds right.
And they're trying to kick a 58-yard field goal. And Shiano, the coach of Rutgers, goes to ice the kicker. And they snap it and they kick it. But they
get the practice.
The timeout came in, but the kick went up. And the kick was woefully short. Did not have enough leg at all. So the timeout gets called. Big Bert on his feet, on his toes, ready to go. Even though he had run the ball a few plays earlier, like run the ball.
Oh, this is the Eberflus, just kind of sitting it down to try this. Okay.
So, anyways, Big Bert's on the ball. He pulls the special team unit off the field, puts the offense back out there. And we score. We score a 48-yard touchdown to Pat Bryant to win the game.
The reverse jam. Shiano jammed himself. He went to ice the kicker. He gave Bert all the evidence he needed that this is not a good idea anymore. And he went back to put the team on the field. They scored the touchdown. That is an incredible 4th and 13 times done. Like, this is the last play of the game, right? Incredible. Can I say, what is the practical impact of icing a kicker on a 58-yard field goal? Right? I mean, it's like, what more do I need to think about? This is just a prayer. If anything, it's just like, it's loosening me up. Right? It's just it's like a 50-50 deal at best. I'm just going to stroll up there.
Not a 50-50, it's a 58-yard
at best,
field goal
I know.
in
I'm saying at best. But either way, I'm just going to stroll up there and give it an old boot. There's no pressure anymore. It's 58 yards. Icing, there's no practical impact. I love it. And then they got jammed.
Speaking of icing, now that I'm thinking about it, this is what the PGA Tour's doing to Luke Clanton. They're icing him. They're sitting him back down. Going, time out. Time out. We got to get this guy out of here. Nobody wants young talent out here The stat splits with his like off the tee and approach. He's basically like top 10 player in both. And obviously he played in some weak fields, so that might not like hold up if you get up there.
Yeah.
But he's elite tee to green player. Just should be on the PGA Tour. This is just insane. It's honestly insane.
But Florida State, they need something. They need hope. They need something to hang their hat on. They're sending him back down. He's going to play, I think, maybe this spring with the Seminoles.
You want to talk about anybody else in here?
RSM? No, I didn't watch it Sunday. I didn't. PJ, you were locked in.
How about Berger?
DB straight vibing. That's exactly where I was going.
I've got him locked in. He gets into his card. He gets his card. Berger jumps in, as does Norlander. What? Is he back? Oh, I don't know.
I'm all in.
Did you see his quote? You see his quote on Saturday?
No.
Somebody sent me this. It's a little. I mean, I get he's done some things in the game. Won Memphis a few times and played on Ryder Cups.
On a couple Peak Cups.
Yeah.
Has he? I don't think he's been on a Ryder Cup. Is he just? He
played Ryder Cup at Whistling Straits. He was at Whistling Straits. Quote, to me, it doesn't really concern me when he's talking about like, have you lost confidence about coming back from injury? Brentley sent this to me. To me, it doesn't really concern me because when I play 1/10 of what I'm capable of, I'm at a level this is going to sound terrible, but I think I'm just at a different level than some of the other guys I'm competing against. Okay. I'll agree with you maybe on the last part that you're at a different level, but I don't think 1/10 of Daniel, like these are all big boys who put their pants on the same way in professional golfers. 1/10 of Daniel Berger is not at a different level, but he seems to be, he's kind of cocky, I guess. I think that's kind of what got him to where he is, these, while we're on Seminole Minute here, he's got a chip on his shoulder. But 1/10 of Daniel Berger is at a different level than the guys I'm competing against. That's a banger of a quote thrown out there on Saturday. But he's, needless to say, he's, I guess, healthier or on the way to being healthier, and he's back on the PGA Tour, as is Henrik Norlander, the famous.
How about Norlander? Norlander's an amazing.
What about him?
I feel
he's
like
4A.
He's just constantly on the bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Constantly. I don't think there's like ever been a moment where I'm like, you know what, Norlander's all right. I'm looking into this. All right. So the last 4 years, he's gone 120 this year. Last year was on the wrong side, 126. The year before, 155. The year before that, 93.
I feels like he's in the KFT finals when that was like a thing, like every year. He's back down, one of the tour or one. He's on one. He's either a tour guy that's back down in the KFT finals or the KFT. He's peeking into the KFT finals on the KFT side.
He reminds me of, wasn't the ass wagon always on or around the number?
God, that is a name I've not heard on this podcast. The ass wagon. Where is he these days?
He retired.
Oh, that's right. He was done. He was done going
bubble boy.
He was done playing at AAA stadiums on the life on the road from motel to motel. And he was
For those
done.
that aren't aware, that's Tyrone Van Aschen.
And if you are listening to this, you are aware. You should be aware. We shouldn't have to clarify that, damn it.
I just want to make sure. It's been a few years.
It has.
Since the ass wagon.
I miss the ass wagon. We need him back. Get that guy playing something somewhere. Norlander's always just like in the reshuffle. I feel like I look at the field list every year, every day, every week, I should say. He's always in that like reshuffle categories 37 to 55. Feels like that's where he's just living.
I'm looking at his headshot on tour. His headshot, he's wearing a Champions Retreat hat.
Well, is
he sponsored by Champions Retreat?
I mean, he went to Augusta State. He's probably some Augusta connection there with Champions. God, that's a huge logo. That's terrible.
Massive logo.
Easy go on the collar.
That's an Augusta company too. This guy's just dining on Augusta, Georgia.
Yeah. I mean, let's just get it where you can. So he's in, as is Berger. Falling out, sadly, are Zach Blair and Wes Bryan. So those are the two that are bounced out for the two to come in. Yeah.
I wasn't sure how you felt about Wes Bryan and the Bryan brothers. I wasn't here on Friday. I was wondering how you felt about the whole situation.
I think I said in that segment, I have no ill will towards anyone. Wes Bryan seems like a good player, good pro, done some things. Just had some issue with some tweets. That's all. Just tweets. Nothing personal.
Okay.
Just tweets.
Just wasn't sure.
I'm just out here trying to fight conspiracy with facts and truth and reasons, and I didn't have time for a conspiracy theory. So those two are out. But
I mean, they aren't out.
That's where I was about to go.
This is not like a relegation event.
They'll have their categories and exemptions and get their start.
ZB's a friend of mine, and by no means was I sad today because he finished 126. Would I have liked to see him finish 125?
Right.
Yeah.
That would have been better. Of course. Yes.
But I'm like, oh, you know what? He'll still get into like 15, 20 events, and he'll be fine.
Yeah. This has happened. You'll find it. He'll find it. Sorry. Got somebody who's asking if they can call into the show right now. That's definitely not happening. I'm telling you, we are not. Just these people who are at the football stadium with me. I said, I gotta stop sending videos of the kids scoring touchdowns. As you can imagine, they were tailgating. There's been beverages. Yeah, no, it's they'll get his starts. He'll get his points. He'll get his chance to improve his status. I have nothing else. Oh, on the top 60, Rose jumped out. Rose fell out. Kevin Yu is in, and that's your Aon. If I had to bet, and I wouldn't, but if I had to bet, I would guess Justin Rose finds his way into a sponsor's exemption at Pebble Beach. Just a guess.
I think he'll just like fall into one, you know?
Yeah, he won that.
Yeah.
2 years ago now. So I'm sure he'll get that. I don't know about Riviera. Riviera can get a little cutthroat, it feels like. But yeah, he falls out. Kevin Yu is in for those two events. Anything else on RSM you guys want to throw out there?
Jolie D.
Oh, Jolie D. Sure, of course. We got to do that. I mean, as I called Joseph Lamani the Paul Revere on this story, Jolie D is coming. And he did indeed. With his bucket of points from the Zozo, it is the difference. Hayden Springer, 127.
If you took ZB and Jolie D's free points at the Zozo for finishing what would have been outside the top half of the field, I think this is the way it should work. If you finish outside the top half of a no cut field, no points.
Interesting, fair proposal. They should, yeah. I like this. You should get on one of these committees, like college football. Just start throwing these rules out. No points.
I wouldn't be protecting the members enough. They don't have any space for outside voices.
Oh, they are protecting. They're protected members down in that college football playoff. Yeah. So Jolie D gets in. Are you really bothered by this? Do you think this is? I mean, this was the story-ish of the weekend. A lot of social content out there on this one. It was a big, important kind of moment as he battled. It looked like he was maybe going to miss the cut. Then he jumps back in. Then he plays well. To his credit, played his ass off on the weekend and Sunday, and gets his card. So,
I think I'd have a bigger problem with this if the tour wasn't rampant with sponsors exemptions, handouts, and no cut events giving points.
I just think the problem is it falling in the fall.
It shouldn't be like in the fall.
There's everything in the fall is a certain way, and then this one isn't. And it's just when all this card, the chase for the card matters.
The last year of it, anyways. It sounds like it's being sunsetted.
Kaput. All right.
Sunsetted just like the finish of the Australian PGA.
Hey, I don't want to jam a guy while he's down. But could there have
Sounds
been
like
a
you want
better use of an exemption than DL3 going 82 out in 43 WD and walking home to his backyard?
I don't know why he still plays this. He doesn't play on the Champions Tour.
No.
Like, what's he doing? He plays the RSM or the Hilton Head one, right? Too. Is he done with that now?
I don't think he played that. I don't think he's been doing that. I think it's just this one. So
I mean, they just need to clean up the bottoms of all these events. Like who's Francisco Bidet?
I knew you were going there. He's the section champion. He's the PGA section. I looked at him last week.
Who's Reed
Frankie
Davenport?
Bidet. I don't know who that is. He seems like a college basketball coach in the Missouri Valley Conference. Reed Davenport. That's who that sounds like.
I mean, Shaggy Kang lost his game. He's lost his way.
He's been gone for a bit.
He's been bad.
Yes. Yeah.
Who's Jacob Moldesky?
He's I think he's a stud from Notre Dame, I think, or won the Jones Cup. He's a college player. So.
But anyways, like, I think that we need to examine the bottom. Like, Drew Doyle. Who's Drew Doyle?
I think also,
like, I know almost all of these names except for a few. Bidet, Drew Doyle. I don't know who that is.
Frankie Bidet. I think he's the pro at Capital City or one of these. I mean, George is a good section. Let's give him some credit. But yeah, PGA Club Pro. That's where he's at. Wow, that's a lot on RSM. Let's get off of that. Go to the LPGA. Do you have anything else? Anything?
I mean,
PJ, you have any
I'm super impressed with Luke Clanton.
We got it.
Super impressed. He's a stud. I am excited to see him play a full PGA Tour slate at some point in his career. I can't wait till he gets to go to the Korn Ferry Tour because he's like second in PGA Tour U by some bullshit regulation or,
And then just like, I don't want to say that's not golf, but it's a different animal going to play Korn Ferry. So it's like, oh my God, I just got to send it. And so then I don't know if that's maybe the best progression anymore. Who knows? All right. On the LPGA.
What a fall for Nico Echevarria.
Great fall. What a fall.
I'll always remember when the boys of summer leave.
He followed us on Instagram, I noticed. Today? Yeah. Maybe he unfollowed us at some point, but he did follow us today. Like the game within the game. Low Birdman was Jonathan Bird. Just clipped Marcus, but Marcus made the cut. Big ups to Marcus Bird. And Jonathan too, I guess. If we're being real about it. Made the cut, Jay Bird.
Wait, who won the bird? Who won the low bird?
Jonathan Bird. Jonathan by like 2 today. They were like neck and neck the whole way, and then Jonathan won by 2 today. So
all right, Sean Martin is pretty much saying that Clanton has locked up tour card through PGA Tour U Accelerated once he wins the Hogan Award. I guess you get 3 points for that, and he needs 20 points to guarantee it, and that would put him at 20. So
how is the Hogan Award doled out? Is that a objective, or is that a bunch of guys in a conference room saying we want to?
It's a subjective award.
Maybe that's the committee you need to get on.
Well, you know what? If Gordon Sargent winks at him, maybe they'll give him the Hogan Award.
On the LPGA, Gino Titacool wins the CME Globe Championship, the CME Championship. Makes $6.1 million, I believe, this season. On Sunday alone, she got $4 million for a tournament win and another $1 million for being the Aon Risk Reward Challenge. Like, that is a hefty haul. $5 million day on the LPGA. It's a record season for Gino Titacool. She had a Sunday 65, clips Angel Yin. Clips her by a shot down in Naples. Go ahead.
I wanna go get in here. I've gotten into the Smartin replies.
Oh God.
Ryan Fraser, a amateur golf I'd say analyst, He's been around the college amateur beat. He said, "I'm sorry, but why would he win the Hogan?"
Oh. Over who? Some other.
I'm looking to see in here.
Is it the kid from Auburn?
Nominees' competitive record will include all events, i.e., collegiate and amateur, that have taken place since the presentation of the last Ben Hogan. So it sounds like this is it only talks about
the pro.
Collegiate and amateur results. This silly thing. Silly sport we cover.
Did it cool. Did it with her clubs. Not in a conference room. Not an award. She made an eagle birdie. Kind of just get off the mat and get in the house. Beats Angel Yin, who was just pouring in putts from everywhere. Although she had a little bit of trouble, a little slower down at the Tiburon course. Greens were a little slower, so she struggled a little bit. But she was bombing in putts. Looked like she was going to win. Did it cool. It's a 4-iron to, I don't know, like 20 feet on 17, drains the eagle, then hits a 6-iron to 4 feet on 18 and wins. Did it cool. I thought had won like so much more, kind of like a Maverick, but she hasn't. She has an insane, I think I read this in Golf Digest. Like, Andy, the floodgates theory
this
here.
Could be it. This could be it. Floodgates could open.
Is she just free now? This is from Golf Digest. Her top 10 rate of 64%. That's nuts. Is historic. Now, doesn't have the longest career so far or sample size. Her top 10 rate of 64% is sandwiched between 72-time winner Annika Sorenstam's 67.4% and 27-time winner Lorena Ochoa's 62.3%. So in between those two women, Lorena, Ochoa, and Annika for a top 10 rate. That's
pretty
a good
company.
One. It's good company. So she wins $6 million for the season with that amazing finish. What else happened? Lexi Thompson says goodbye. Had a quibble.
Yeah, with the TV coverage.
Quibble on Instagram. Kind of didn't feel like she was able to ride off into the sunset properly. Credit to her for making the CME. That's not always been a given, and she was kind of half in this year and said she was going to retire and all this, and she made it. So another good solid season. She makes it, but doesn't get the send off she wanted. Her quote on Instagram was pretty sad. When you're at 4 under in the season-ending event, which could easily be the last CME of your career, and you won't even finish on number 18 because they decided double T on the final day due to TV coverage window. Bummed I won't be able to embrace all the incredible fans on 18 tomorrow as I finish. Hopefully someone will be out there on number 9. But just know I'm grateful for you all. Yeah. I mean, she should get a proper send-off. She's been a credit to the LPGA. She should be allowed to walk off. But
she's going to
It's
play
a weird thing to
so
crow
much
about.
More stuff. This is not.
Yeah. She'll. I think we'll see her again. Yeah.
I would totally agree if this was the last time we were ever going to see her.
Yeah.
And if it is, I will eat my words,
Like Michelle Wee going up 18 last year at Pebble felt appropriate. Like that's probably I think it's probably the last time we're going to see her.
Annika went up 18.
Well, I mean, the line where it crossed is up for debate. I'm not sure how she went up 18. Retiring. Wasn't that her like 3rd or 4th walk-off at the U.S. Open? Anyways, Lexi walks off the CME. God. It was a weird gripe. Good CME, good finish, and good win for Tidakul, who, I thought had won a lot more, but it's been a couple of years since she won Rookie of the Year. It's been a couple of years since she won 4 times on the LPGA, but been a bit.
You know what you could say to Lexi?
Yeah.
And I have sympathy. I sympathize with this, but you could always say play better. And then be in the TV coverage.
I was gonna say it,
That's
I was gonna say it
the
almost.
quintessential golf saying, right?
You could play, but they shouldn't probably have. It seems like they do this all the time, even at majors, to cram it into a TV window. But 4 under's not terrible, but yeah, as she says in her Instagram caption. But yeah, could play better. Elsewhere, the VAR trophy, the scoring average trophy. Did you see how this came down to a single shot? Haran Rue and Ayaka Foodaway. Now, I have to hand up, mispronounce that for years. If Faru is Ayaka Foodaway, wins the VAR trophy by a shot, 69. It was 0.01 she won, 69.99. Better, 0.01 better than Rue. So that's just
I feel like that's a completely inconsequential award.
It is, but they get into it. You want to talk about objective.
Tidikul
was 4 rounds short. You have to play a max number, and Korda didn't play enough, and Tidikul was 4 rounds short, so it was between these two for it. So that's your VAR trophy.
What a stupid award.
They're stringent about it, like a Hall of Fame. Got to play this much and do this much, and there's no subjectivity.
Hey, I want to hear about how Maplewood did.
No. You don't need to hear about
against the Mascot.
I was going to go to Pat Reed's win in Hong Kong.
Was Major Tutty tough?
I mean, yeah, he's a burly boy. They're big. These are adults in giant costumes. And these kids hit hard, but like they need a lot of boys to take them down. They kicked their ass. Their mascots were soft.
Really?
They sucked. I mean, Tutty, this kid Peter had an interception, took it back. He's out of bounds, and Tutty just lays him out. He's like 5 yards out of bounds. It's one of those where not one ref throws his flag, like all the refs on the field throw their flag from like 60 yards away, just emphasis. And Tutty came flying in, sent him into like the punter's net, like little net they punt into. So yeah, Tutty had a temper.
Like it's probably bad they were getting their ass kicked.
Yeah, there was like 5 offensive plays that my kids' team got, and they won 13-0. It was great. Interception. It was so fun. It was so fun to watch.
I saw a couple clips on Twitter. It looked like it got chippy. The Wizards mascot was throwing punches out there.
He did. He picked up the ball and threw it off a kid's helmet at one point. Gee whiz. My son did go up against Blooper at one point. PJ, I was hoping for your sake he held him off. Blooper was actually not bad, the Braves mascot, but they had such a blast. It was
the
cool
Philly
day.
Fanatic there?
No, he didn't come in. You know what I thought was going to be good was the Nuggets guy, Rocky or whatever, the whatever that is. He seems like he could be good. He was, he got a carry early. It wasn't very good. I was disappointed in his performance.
How many kids did it take to take down a mascot?
I mean, Tutty had like 8 guys draped on him at one point. And some of the bigger boys, like over 6 feet tall, were on him. It was like one of those, like, you never know. What was like the most fun you had playing golf? Like high school golf, whatever. Like you never know. Like like that Andy Bernard did. Like you never know you know how you could know if you're in the good old days before they're the good old days and all that. But like I don't know. This might be the most fun they ever have. They didn't know that at the time, but it was a blast. I think they had a blast. What was the most fun you ever had playing golf?
I don't know. It's a good question.
I mean, you still have fun. You still find fun in a course. You might have a blast of a day, but in terms of like competitive golf.
Yeah. Recently,
and you didn't know it.
Yeah, that's right. That's true.
So
I'll think about that.
It's a cool experience for these kids. Hand up. I was in the car when the Commanders tied it up, or we're going to line up for an extra point to tie it up. We left.
Did they win the game? The Commanders?
No, they lost. They missed an extra point that would have tied it, and then they lost. We my wife and I looked at each other like, should we just go? We left. It's like, all right, we'll go. We're in the car. I turn the radio on, and the guy is screaming, "It's a miracle times 2." And my wife just starts screaming the F-bomb at the windshield. Like slamming, like, I knew it, God. Just screaming.
He wanted to get out of there early. He wanted to beat the crowd.
Like, that's precisely. I love my commies. I was raised on my commies, but I wanted to beat the traffic. My wife was so mad, although we were agreed upon. It was an agreed upon departure. And she was so mad. And then they missed the extra point. We're like, oh, well, that's good. I'm glad we didn't get to see that.
Hey, are we in Swag Sports Minute?
Yeah, let's do Swag Sports Minute.
I got my mystery box that I did unbox last week. You can buy these mystery boxes at swag.golf. I got to see what I got in here.
20th to the 29th. This is the open window right now. The 20th to the 29th is when you can go at the drops.
Smells like Christmas.
I noticed that too when I did my unboxing.
What do you think they did to make it smell that way?
I don't know. It was pungent.
Do you think they smoked it, or something?
I don't know.
All right,
don't know what happened.
I got this.
Ooh.
King.
Black and yellow.
I don't know. I'm colorblind, so I don't know if that's...
God. Oh my God.
What rare level I am.
You can't tell. Oh. That's black and yellow, the one that you're barely holding up in the frame for this on-camera unboxing. Stickers. Okay.
And I got this guy.
What's that guy? Hold it up farther by your face. Blue and black.
Look at that.
Oh, nice, that thing looks pretty good, actually.
I know. I like this thing. I don't know what it says on it. I'm not sure. It's a nice looking putter cover, though.
These are, you know what? They're well made. They're really hefty. I noticed that. Like they got a real quality feel to them. So you go to swag.golf. Any other sports?
You want to talk
I don't
about
know
the
what
Bears?
happened. I don't know what happened. I know they were down 8 and went to overtime, I believe. Did the Floose? What happened?
I mean, this was an ideal outcome today. Ideal. We have a franchise quarterback.
Okay, good to hear.
Was throwing the rock all around the yard, just ripping passes today.
All right.
Tom Brown appears to be just so much more equipped for this job than Shane Waldron. It's like unbelievable, actually. And it's also unbelievable what the Bears did to Caleb Williams for 8 games of the season.
Yeah.
Eberflus is dead man walking.
Sure. Well,
they had conversions. They had probably, I don't know what the exact stats are. They might have had 6 or 7 third down conversions of 12 plus yards today. The Vikings.
Okay.
And it's Eberflus's defense. He calls the plays, and they had a number of them on the final overtime drive. It's but this was great. We're gonna keep losing games now, but our quarterback's really good. I'm pretty excited. PJ watched it. PJ agrees with me.
Caleb was spinning it. It was good stuff. I mean,
And
velocity.
the Vikings have a good defense.
Throwing on the run.
Great
I mean,
defense.
330 yards and 2 touchdowns, no turnovers against Flores. He's the first quarterback to do that this year.
BC grabbed Brian Flores. Yeah. It's a good defense.
So happy boy. We lost the game.
That's the perfect outcome, probably. At this point, right?
We gotta get this. We gotta get a top 8 pick. We need a top 8 pick. We draft either an O lineman or a defensive lineman. We draft next draft is lineman. That's all we do. Just lock it up. We're gonna have 3 picks in the top 40. Because we got the Peas. We got the Peas pick, second rounder.
All right.
But Eberflus, what we can't have happen is Eberflus win any games like this, because our management will convince themselves again that the team that he held on to the locker room, that they didn't quit on him. That's what they did last year. What happened last year?
I was watching that game today. I was like, is this getting Mike McCarthy another year in Dallas? which would be incredible entertainment. Yeah, you don't want that for the Flus at all. But
I think this putter cover just says swag across the top.
Okay.
No,
there were 1 million Cowboys fans there. Their team is terrible. They have
I don't
nothing
know.
to play for.
That'd be depressing. Going to a commies game with in the state to go watch Cooper Rush play.
Yeah, I don't know why they were there. There were a lot of them, but I guess.
So I take it you're not excited for Thursday afternoon Tommy touchdowns at Cooper Rush Thursday primetime Thanksgiving?
I am. You know where Tommy touchdowns?
I do know where Tommy
is an alum of two of the great college football programs of this podcast.
I mean, two historic college football programs.
Did you know that DeVito went to Syracuse and Illinois?
Oh, he did?
Touchdown Tommy.
That's
touchdown
a rare
Tommy.
double. That's a rare double.
Well, Syracuse legend. But
God, we got the Bears on.
Oh my God!
Yeah. No. This is
That's
the Lions are due for a clunker at some point here.
That's a bad slate.
Historically speaking,
we can't have Eberflus win
that
game.
Would be bad. That would be really bad for you on national TV. That would be really bad.
These are the things that can convince.
I don't think they're going to. They're not.
Do you see this? Kyle Shanahan might be on the hot seat. The 49er fans might be upset about, what are you smoking, 49er fans? Do you think there's something better out there?
There's not. There's not.
You never know.
No, I'm pretty sure.
I'll gladly take Kyle Shanahan off your hands. Well, we could have the Flus. We could set the Flus loose.
I'll tell you what. Mike Tomlin on Thursday got into his Freddie Kitchens bag with some of that stuff he was doing. Just throwing deep on 3rd and long or 3rd and short with Justin Fields.
How about
Could always be worse. Yeah, that was just a fun. That's about as much fun as I can ever recall getting to 3-8 that you can possibly have winning a 3rd game.
Trying to figure out these colorways still.
Well, you're colorblind. I think it's going to take a while.
Where's the colorway?
So the blue one. This is from what I can tell. The blue one is the least rare. The yellow one is the middle, and the red is the most rare, I believe.
Okay, so this one's the least rare.
Yes.
This guy's in the middle.
Yes.
All right.
I think. Don't quote me on
PJ.
that.
What if we just made Black Friday all year? That would be not rare. The least
Well, you know
rare.
what I'm saying? Everybody talks about how it's like the linchpin to the economy. You know?
Do they? Who's talking about that? Linchpin to the economy?
You know, Black Friday. We can't have a bad Black Friday.
They do say. I mean, these are just yahoos on the local news saying.
Well, this is my point. Is like if everybody's happy selling their stuff at the price, just sell it at the price all the time.
Take it all back to brick and mortar. All right.
We're gonna anybody in the commercial real estate space send PJ some listings for a 2-month.
Is this? Yeah, it's gonna be like Spirit of Halloween, right? It's like a temp 2-month deal.
We'll just come in right after. We'll come in right after a Spirit in Tulsa.
1 month with the hyper focus on one day. All right.
We gotta think this through. We gotta figure out.
Do we? You think?
Do you think we could just put it on some fold out tables?
Okay, on a curb somewhere in Manhattan. Just send them down. Send them into the Village.
Pop up Black Friday. That could be the next thing. That could be the next thing for the golf influencers to do.
You
just pop up shop.
You just jogged my memory by saying pop up. I was in the car driving to the bar for the 4:00 games, listening to the Giants post game show. Papa is like despondent. He can't take it anymore. He can't. He literally was just like. He was like, you guys are going to send us angry tweets, and I'm not going to say anything back because 95% of the time, you're right. There's nothing to be happy about. He misses the Champs Tour. We need him and Zinger. They need to make the Godfather offer to bail this guy out because he can't take touchdown Tommy.
Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
Why did they waive Daniel Jones?
He has
Like
to be
Tommy-
traded, right? Or
But Tommy DeVito's not. Daniel Jones is better than Tommy DeVito.
Yes, but they can't play him because he has an injury guarantee for like $60 million. So if he gets hurt, they're screwed.
Look at PJ just has so many facts. Love this. So he's released.
Yes.
And they lost 30-7 to the Bucks.
Yes. And Papa is done.
Papa doesn't want to be in this house.
Papa's done.
I mean, there has to be a better quarterback available than Tommy DeVito.
Well, they have Drew Lock, who they won't play for other financial reasons.
What a disaster. They sound as worse than the Bears and the Jets. And
I don't know about that.
I think they're just tanking. They're just tanking.
Yeah.
But who are they tanking for?
Shador.
I don't think he's that good.
God.
I don't either, but I can't wait to see the media storm that comes with that. So
He's
Shador at the Giants.
He's no Caleb. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
I think we got the best rookie. We got the best rookie quarterback.
That
we
was
might
about
have the best. We might have the best quarterback in the NFC North.
it's potentially true.
not this minute.
What a life!
Isn't Jared Goff the
can't-
MVP?
No.
I can't. You know, it's the LeBron. I can't believe this is real life.
I can't believe this is real life until Thursday. All right.
I can't
We're
wait
just-
for you to see it. He's spinning the rock.
I saw him. I saw Caleb play around here when he was as a freshman. Saw him in high school. I was early on the Caleb train.
God,
Said I don't see it. I don't think he's very good. And then he went and won the Heisman.
That's what you said.
Yeah. I was like, oh, what's this all about? What's the hype all about? No, he was like 14 playing against like a bunch of kids who were a team that was like had a bunch of D1 players. I was like, this kid's not very good. But
God, he ripped some throws today.
yeah. Yeah. All right. We're just kind of bouncing around here. Everyone enjoy it. We're gonna do your interview is the next episode, I think. We'll see.
Live.
Are we doing it?
Should we set a time so we could tell people?
No, I
on
just
this
don't think
pod?
that's
Well,
gonna
we gotta
happen.
Tell them on the pod.
Are we doing Tuesday or Wednesday?
I got a conflict at 11 a.m. Wednesday. Nothing else. I have nothing else Wednesday. I could even
My
get
kids
up
are
early.
off school Wednesday, which
All
could
right, let's
present.
do. What about
let's
Tuesday
do Wednesday.
night?
We're not gonna have research done. I feel like
All right, Wednesday.
we'll announce it at a subsequent time.
Wait,
It's
got to be Wednesday morning then. We're not going to record it at. I got 11 a.m. Pacific. We're not going to record at 2 p.m. Eastern. That's not.
no.
So we got to do it in the morning.
Biggest bar night of the year. We can't be recording that late.
What about 11 a.m. your time?
On Wednesday,
Yeah,
you got to be done by 2.
I gotta be done by no. I gotta be done by 11 my time. It gives us 3 hours.
To
Your
do 2?
Your beefy boys.
I could get up at 7. I could be ready at 7 a.m. You want
All
that?
right. Yeah, we can go
10
whenever
a.m.
you want.
10 a.m. Eastern.
All right, get your research done.
10 a.m. Eastern live.
Wednesday, everybody's just trying to spin the clock at work, get to the holiday. We'll have a live show. But of course we'll post them as actual episodes.
Or we could do
as well.
Tuesday night.
Nah. Let's just
All
do
right.
Wednesday. Let's do Wednesday. Morning.
Wednesday, 10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern.
We're doing
Maybe
it live.
Going live.
We're going to do, what, 2
YouTube.
hours?
We're doing 2 parts. We're doing the Wednesday show, so people have that for their travel, and then we're doing a Friday show. People have it travel back. So 2 parts. We'll see. We're going to start at the Century. We're going to get through.
If you watch it on YouTube, you get it ahead of time.
You do. We're just dabbling. All right, everyone enjoy your Mondays. We'll talk to you live, maybe Wednesday morning. Bye.